Do you remember that first moment of falling in love? The way your heart raced when their name appeared on your phone. The way even the smallest touch sent shivers through your body. The sleepless nights where you could talk for hours and still feel like time wasn't enough. That feeling, psychologists call it the honeymoon stage. In this stage, your brain is on fire. Dopamine floods your system, making you feel excited, alive, and addicted to this person. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, makes every hug, every kiss, every look feel like home. You don't just like them, you crave them. And in those early days, love feels unstoppable. You overlook their flaws, you laugh off their mistakes, you convince yourself that this love is different, that this time it will last forever. But here's the truth. Psychology doesn't hide the honeymoon stage isn't built to last. Our brains simply cannot survive on that chemical high forever. Slowly, the dopamine rush fades. The intensity softens. The fireworks that once felt daily become rare. And that's when reality enters. The very habits you once thought were cute begin to irritate you. The way they chew, the way they leave socks on the floor, the way they forget important details, they all start to sting. Suddenly, your mind whispers, what happened? Where did the magic go? This stage has a name in couple psychology. It's called the differentiation stage. It's where the illusions of love start to dissolve and you begin to see your partner not as the perfect dream, but as a real, flawed human being. And here's the painful truth. Many couples mistake this stage for the end of love. They think, if I don't feel the butterflies anymore, maybe this isn't real. Maybe I chose wrong. Maybe I'm not in love anymore. But listen closely, because this is the most important part. The end of the honeymoon stage is not the end of love. It sets the end of fantasy. Real love has not even started yet, because love is not just about butterflies. It's about seeing someone's flaws and choosing them anyway. It's about realizing that the fire may not burn the same way, but in its place, something deeper, steadier, and more powerful can grow. The problem is, most people don't know this truth. They chase the high, the thrill, the intensity, and when it fades, they leave, searching again for that first spark, only to lose it once more. But those who understand couple psychology know that fading butterflies don't mean fading love. They mean it's time for the next chapter, building a connection that lasts. Here sets a heartbreaking truth. Most couples don't realize. Relationships rarely end because of one big explosion. They end quietly, slowly, almost invisibly. It sets not always betrayal. It sets not always abuse. Most often, love dies in silence. Psychology calls them the silent killers of love. And if we don't recognize them, they can slowly turn two people who once couldn't live without each other into strangers living under the same roof. Let's talk about the four most dangerous ones. We think arguments destroy relationships, but research shows what's deadlier than fighting is not talking at all. When partners stop sharing their feelings, when conversations become short and shallow, when silence replaces laughter, that's when love begins to suffocate. Because love doesn't die when we scream, it dies when we stop caring enough to speak. We all carry silent hopes. They should know what I need. They should understand without me saying it. But here's the truth. No one is a mind reader. When expectations stay locked inside, disappointment grows. Maybe you wanted comfort, but they gave you advice. Maybe you needed help, but they thought you were strong enough alone. Slowly, resentment builds, not because your partner didn't love you, but because they didn't know what you never said. It's not the fights that kill love. It's feeling invisible. When your partner no longer asks about your day, no longer notices your pain, no longer celebrates your small victories, that's when the heart begins to starve. Humans can survive arguments, but we cannot survive emotional loneliness inside a relationship. In the beginning, every message feels exciting. Every call feels precious. Every touch feels new. But with time, What was once special becomes normal. And when we stop appreciating, we stop cherishing. The truth is, love doesn't disappear overnight. It fades when thank you becomes silence, when effort turns into routine, when presence turns into absence. Most relationships don't end with a bang. They end with a quiet drift. Two people still sharing meals, still paying bills, still sleeping side by side, but emotionally, they're miles apart. And when that distance grows, it creates an illusion. Maybe I don't love them anymore. But in reality, it sups not love that has disappeared. It sups the connection that has been neglected. Couple psychology teaches us this powerful truth. It's rarely a lack of love that ends a relationship. It sets a lack of effort. Love like fire doesn't die because it wasn't set real. It dies because no one kept feeding it. By now, you might be wondering if love fades so easily. Is there even hope? The answer from psychology is clear. Yes. But here's the truth. It doesn't happen by accident. Love that lasts is never just found, it is built. Couple psychology tells us that lasting love stands on three powerful pillars. Not just physical closeness, but emotional safety. It's the ability to say, this is who I am, my fears, my wounds, my dreams, and to know your partner will not judge but embrace you. Intimacy is the foundation of trust. Without it, even the strongest passion eventually feels empty. That spark, that playfulness, that attraction, it doesn't have to die. It fades only when we stop fueling it. A surprise date, a handwritten note, a simple touch when walking by, these little moments keep passion alive. Because passion is not about grand gestures. It's about choosing to keep the fire warm even in the routine of daily life. This is the decision every single day to stay, not just when it stits easy, but when it stits hard. Commitment says, D, I see your flaws. I know your weaknesses, and still I choose you. It's this choice, repeated over years, that turns love into something unbreakable. Think of love like a garden. At first, flowers bloom effortlessly, but soon weeds appear, stress, fatigue, misunderstandings. If you stop watering, the garden dies. But if you nurture it, if you pull out the weeds, water the roots, and care for it daily, it grows stronger, more beautiful, more alive than ever. And here steps the most hopeful truth. The butterflies may fade, but what grows in their place is something far more powerful. A steady, unshakable love, a love that is not just felt, but chosen. So why does love fade? Not because it was never real. Not because it sets destined to die. It fades because we forget to nurture it. But remember this, what fades can also return with patience, with listening, with small acts of love repeated daily. If this message touched your heart, don't let it end here. Take a moment, reach out to someone you love. Say the words you've been holding back. Start watering your garden again. And if you found value in today's video, please like, share, and subscribe to Psychology School. I said love to hear from you. Have you ever felt love fading in your own life? Were you able to bring it back, or did you choose to let it go? Your story might be the hope someone else desperately needs today. Because in the end, love doesn't survive on luck. It survives on choice.